Welcome to Learn English Naturally, a place where you can improve your English listening and speaking skills in a calm, simple, and natural way. If you have ever felt that you understand English when you listen or read, but feel nervous, stuck, or blank when you try to speak, you are not alone. This experience is very common, and it does not mean you are bad at English. Many learners believe that fluency comes from studying harder, from memorizing more words, or from mastering grammar rules, but the truth is different. Fluency comes from a much simpler habit, a habit that most people never practice correctly. English is not just a subject to study, it is a living language. And the brain learns a language best through steady and natural exposure. When you listen to natural English regularly, your mind slowly begins to recognize sounds, rhythm, and sentence patterns. This happens even when you are not consciously trying to learn. At first, this process feels quiet. It feels slow, and sometimes it feels like nothing is happening at all. But this is exactly how real learning works. Children do not learn language by memorizing rules. They learn by hearing the language again and again until it feels familiar. Adults can do the same when they stop rushing and allow the brain time to adapt. The biggest obstacle for most learners is not ability, it is impatience and pressure. When pressure is removed, confidence begins to grow naturally. You stop translating every word in your head, and ideas begin to form directly in English. This is why short daily exposure is more powerful than long study sessions done once in a while. Even 10 or 15 minutes a day can create deep change when practiced consistently over time. Pronunciation improves without conscious effort. Understanding becomes faster, and speaking feels less stressful. Confidence is not something you force. It appears naturally when your brain feels familiar and safe with the language. Many learners quit too early because they expect fast results. But language learning rewards patience, not intensity. When you stay consistent, English slowly stops feeling foreign and begins to feel usable. Conversations become easier to follow. Common expressions feel familiar, and your voice becomes calmer. This habit works at every level because it trains the most important foundation of fluency. Comfort with a language. Comfort leads to clarity, and clarity leads to confidence. You do not need perfect grammar to be fluent. You need flow. Flow comes from repeated exposure and calm practice. Each day you continue, your brain quietly stores patterns, phrases, and sounds. One day, you notice that speaking feels easier. Without knowing exactly when it changed, fluency is not a sudden breakthrough, it is a gradual transformation. As you continue, English begins to feel lighter, more familiar, and easier to use in daily life. You begin to trust your voice, you trust your understanding, and you trust your ability to express yourself. There is no need to rush, no need to compare yourself with others, and no need to chase perfection. Progress happens when you show up regularly and allow the process to work naturally, even on days when you feel tired or unsure. Your effort still matters. Every moment of exposure strengthens your foundation. Over time, small efforts combine into real confidence and real ability. English becomes something you use naturally, not something you avoid. Speaking becomes less about thinking and more about expressing. Listening becomes easier and more enjoyable. This is how fluency is built, slowly, calmly, and consistently. Stay patient, stay consistent, and allow yourself to improve naturally because the habit you practice every day shapes the way you think, the way you speak, and the way you feel in English. And over time, that habit quietly becomes confidence, clarity, and fluency. Thank you for spending this time with Learn English Naturally, and thank you for choosing to practice your English today. Your time and effort truly matter. Every moment you spend listening and learning is helping you move closer to confidence and fluency. If this session felt helpful, remember that consistent practice creates lasting improvement. You are always welcome to return whenever you want to relax, listen, and improve your English naturally. Your journey is important, and I am glad to be a small part of it. Thank you once again for being here, and I look forward to practicing with you again.